All right, so we've got a layer of white for the inside that is 4 by 5 1/4. You're going to get a 1/2 inch strip of designer series paper to add to the bottom. And then I've already kind of done the inside. So I just stamped that same little sun, the same bird. I colored the sun with the Summer Splash light blend, and I colored the bird with the light and dark balmy blue. Okay, so that's the inside. The outside is a piece of Calypso. No, that's not right. Coastal Cabana. So it was 8.5 by 5.5. I folded it in half, and then I opened it, and then I folded the front to the score line. Okay, this is going to be one of those easel cards. They're kind of fun. So we've got the scoring already done, so it's going to end up being like that. Then you're going to have a layer of balmy blue. It's 4 by 5 1/4, and you will see that I have already die cut out a cloud, and that comes out of the Bright Skies die sets. And we are going to use 2 different designer series papers. Well, actually, we've got 3 on this card total. So this pattern here, I have cut to 2 by 5. This pattern here, I have cut to 1 3/4 by 5. And we are going to add those to our layer of balmy blue. All right. So I'm just going to add some glue here. Try not to go out of the lines of where these pieces would be. Oh, I might have up there. Okay, so I'm going to stick this one down here at the bottom, trying to eyeball it so it's the same distance on all sides. Add a little glue to the top of that, and this one the same. So we're going to do the same thing, try to eyeball it so that it's got equal distance all the way around, and then press that into place. So for this card, you're also going to get a little piece of ribbon, and this is from the Petal Pink and White Diagonal Trim pack, so you can see that it definitely has the diagonal design on it. And we are going to add this to the layer of balmy blue right at the seam of where those 2 pieces of designer series paper meet, so that we can kind of cover that seam up. I just feel like it looks a little more finished if our seam isn't showing. So I'm going to use Scotch tape because that's how I roll. And I'm going to pull this over, and I'm going to pull that to the back and tape it down. All right. So then we're going to add this to the front of the card, but we're only going to adhere it at the bottom here. Okay. So I'm going to be careful and try to stay within the, the lines of where the paper is going to set on there. And then we are going to place this on here, again, being mindful of our margins all the way around. Try to make sure everything looks good and in the proper spot. And so then we're going to be able to have it be an easel card. So fun. Okay, so we also need another scrap of white. You will get another scrap of white in your kit. And out of that scrap, you're going to cut yourself 3 of these little circles out of the Unbounded Love die set. Let me pull that out so we can kind of talk a little bit about some of these fun labels in here. So as you can see, this little guy was the one we used on the first card. Okay. And then this card here, there are actually 2 circles in this set. We're going to use the larger one. All right. And we're going to cut 3 of these out of white. Okay. I'm going to kind of move that over to the side because we don't need that right now. So we've got 3 little circles. Well, there's 2. And then, of course, I've already done a couple things here. So anyway, you're going to stamp Sailboats on 3 of these little circles. Okay. And I stamped them in Memento. And then we're going to color them all the same. So you can see I've already got 2 of them done. I got an extra one in case I screwed up. But we're going to do the light Summer Splash. This is dark. Oops. Light Summer Splash for the bottom here of the sailboat. I'm just going to go and do the whole thing. Okay. And then I'm going to bring in my dark to add a little bit of shading right over here on this side. So I'm just adding a little bit of the dark. And then I'm going to come back in with my light and then kind of blend that out. All right. So we should end up seeing a nice little dark edge, which is pretty fun. All right, then I'm going to bring in a dark balmy blue, and we're going to do this part of the sail. And I am going to go over it a couple of times just to get it just a skosh darker. Okay. And then on this side where we have these fun little stripes, I've got a dark pool party. And I'm just going to do, you know, every other one. And I'm going to do the same thing as I did with the dark balmy blue. I am going to color this a couple of times just to get it a little bit darker. All right, then we've got the light balmy blue for the remainder of the stripes here. And I'm going to go back and add the light balmy blue again a couple times. Finally, finishing off with the dark summer splash here up on the flag, and I'm just tapping the bullet point on there because it's a pretty small little area. Okay, so you're going to do that same thing 3 times on all these little circles, and we're going to bring our card back in. Okay, and we're going to add our cloud somewhere up in this area, but I'm going to do that last because I want to adhere all my little sailboats first. And so I'm going to kind of put them on the ribbon, not completely in the center, just because I feel like they might, I don't want them down here. I just feel like that's weird. If I do put them completely in the middle, well, I guess I could, but then my cloud, I don't know, looks a little out of place maybe. So I may end up pulling them down. I may not. I don't know. Maybe they should be even because I am kind of anal, and sometimes my anal tendencies don't allow me to have things be uneven. So we'll see what happens. It's probably not going to. Okay. So I am going to add a mini dimensional to the top and the bottom of each one of these. Oh, it would. I didn't even think about that. This would make a great baby card, is what Patricia said. And you're not wrong. It really would. Especially if it was a little boy, or I guess if you didn't know the gender, then, you know, this would be for either. Yeah, you're right. Super cute. All right, so I'm just kind of trying to put both of these about equal distance from the edge. And then this one in the middle, we'll just put it in the middle. So something like that. Oh, that's not too bad. And then we still have room for our cloud. So I'll just add a little glue. We'll stick a little cloud up there. And that's the front. And then we have our inside piece already done. So let's go ahead and adhere that to the inside of the card. So look around, see if we have equal distance. Oh, she's expecting a grandchild in January. How exciting. Oh, it's like, you know, I kind of want to be a grandma. I'm kind of envious of Kelly. She's got those adorable little grandbabies that she gets to play with. And I would love to have that, but I don't want my kids having kids yet. You know what I'm saying? So there's like a fine line. Okay, then you're also going to get, like I said, you'll have enough white in your kit. So you're going to do all this die cutting and everything. So this is the little label in the set, and we're going to cut one of those out of white. And then we're going to stamp Happy Summer, or you could put, you know, welcome baby. What else is in this set? There's a lot of little phrases that you can put on here. I guess maybe there isn't a baby on here. I guess joy and love might work. A hello might work on there. You probably have something in your own stash that's small enough. So anyways, there's quite a few little goodies in here that are fun. And all of a sudden I'm having a hot flash, even though it's cold down here, and I got to take my jacket off. Whew. I hate when that happens. Okay. So I am doing Happy Summer. So I have the happy on this block on this side, and then I have the summer on the opposite side of the block on this end. So I'm going to stamp happy in some Coastal Cabana. So let me ink that up. And I'm going to kind of stamp it to the left edge at the top of the label. So let me bring that in. And so is this the right side of the label? Yes, because there is a little bit of border on this thing. All right, so we're doing happy up here. Hopefully it's straight. I think that's pretty good. And then we're going to do Summer in Balmy Blue. Ooh, have you guys noticed my bracelet? My daughter made, not the silver one. My daughter loves making friendship bracelets, and I haven't had one for the longest time. And she whipped this up the other night and asked me if I liked it. And I said, yes. And so I have a new bracelet, and I'm pretty excited about it. Okay. Now we're going to do Summer. So I'm going to ink up the Summer, and I'm going to do it kind of at the bottom and to the right of the Happy. So something along those lines. Close this up. And then we're going to add this to the inside of the card. So we have our little bumper for the easel card to work. So I am going to, what am I going to do? I think I might, where are my other dimensionals? Here they are. I think I might actually use some of these strips that I cut off the bottom here and put those on it. There we go. Oh, you have grandkids in the UK. Yeah, I suppose that would be a little bit harder to see them because, I mean, international travel is difficult. So let's see, where do I want this to bumper? I think I'm going to kind of put it down here. Kind of, you want it sort of in the middle, because if you don't, like if I put it clear over here, it might be a little cattywampus when it was open. So I kind of want it more towards the middle, but I think I'm going to actually kind of straddle or bumper it just a little bit over the line of designer series paper, and then we can just do something like that. Oh, how cute. Yeah, I really liked this when I got done with it. I loved this little boat. I think it is the cutest little image, and so I was super excited about this to make a little easel card for you guys.